if you are in a relationship, or if you know someone in this kind of relationship, they fight a lot. They fight every time. They just fight. You know, they fight for everything. Since they've been dating, they've been fighting. You know, they're in a toxic, and they still stay with one another. If you're in that kind of relationship, this is your video. You need to keep listening. You know, let me tell you, if you and believe me, it is hard to leave a toxic relationship. It is hard to leave someone you love. It is hard to leave someone you've committed to. You know, you spend so much time with this person. You have committed so much time. Your family know you don't want to leave because you feel embarrassed, because you don't know how to start over. You have invested all the money, but you're not going to leave him. And also, you don't want to see him with somebody else. But then a lot of people don't say that. But that is the toughest one. Most women, they don't want to leave because they don't want to see him with somebody else. They'd rather be with him with his toxicness. Sorry, guys. I got allergies. It's allergy season. Ooh, my throat. Ooh. My throat is itching me. But anyways, let's go back to this. If you know those people, if you know those anybody who is like that, this video is for you. Don't stop watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also make sure you follow me on Adipa Speak Up. Now, this video is for you. If you don't want to leave, especially if you live here in America, even in Kenya, if you don't want to leave, you're going to leave anyways. And you're going to leave on somebody else's terms. You're going to either leave in the terms of the law, or the terms the government or the law is going to take you out, or you won't be able to take yourself out. You know why? One of you is going to get hurt. Listen to me. One of you is going to hurt the other one so bad that you will be forced. That's what I mean by the law will take you out. A lot of women stay in toxic relationship until they are forced to leave. You find that they fight and somebody gets hurt, either the man or the woman. And most of the time, let me tell you, in this kind of relationships, especially in America, if they've been going back and forth with the police, the one who will end up going to jail will be the woman. You know why? The man keeps getting smarter with every police call. He keeps realizing that, especially in this country whereby women are protected, he keeps realizing, if she calls the police before I do, and if she speaks and say it's the right thing, I will go to jail. So I'm here to tell you that if you're not leaving your abuser, you will leave him anyway, but not on your terms. You will leave him anyway when you are not ready to leave. Because those relationships don't get fixed. Let me tell you, I know a woman who thought that by staying with a man for 10 years, still the man was saying, I'm going to marry you, you are this, there's this. There was excuse after excuse. Oh, I still got to divorce this person. Oh, I still got to do this. I still got to do this. Guess what? She stayed until one day the guy, of course, one day he said, okay, let's go get married. She ran. They went and got married. The second month, it was tougher, because now this guy, you've been begging this guy to marry you. Maybe not begging, but you've been anticipating, and now he's married you. And then the guy started saying, hey, you need to behave like a wife now. I thought you got what you wanted. Anyway, to cut the story short, they ended up fighting, and the woman ended up in jail. In jail. The man, remember before it was the woman, they would call the police during their fights, and the man would be going to jail, and the woman would say, no, I don't want him to be hurt. I don't want him to go to jail, and the next thing. But this time, when she went to jail, there was no mercy for her, because the guy knew that it's either him or her. So he was not lenient like she used to be. You know, when the police come, she'd be like, no, we were just fighting, are you going to file charges? No. This one knew that if he doesn't file the charges, he's going to go to jail. Because one of you, he's hurt, it's either he's lying. So she ended up in jail. Lucky enough, she was helped and she got out. But this is the moral of the story. You keep going, you are still in a toxic relationship, you are going to leave. It's not going to succeed, whether you wait 20 years, 30 years. It's you are. And remember, each time you leave, this guy becomes angry, and he knows that you can leave him. Each time you leave and come back, there's a new thing he learns. And remember that this guy of yours, he's not stupid. Everybody for himself eventually. So I'm telling you that if you're in a relationship that's toxic, that you keep going back and forth, you keep fighting, you will either lose your baby or you lose yourself. By the time you realize this man will marry, I know a woman who stayed with this guy. The guy went and married a 20-year-old and he was 50-something. And her now, she could not get even anybody to marry her until today. But she spent almost 15 years with this guy. But now her age mates are all married. I know she'll find somebody, because I found somebody later on. But this is just to let you know that don't waste your time. He's already shown you he doesn't want you. He's already shown you he doesn't want to marry you. He's already shown you that he's just there because he doesn't have anybody else. He's shown you that by cheating on you, meaning each time he finds somebody, he's trying to make a relationship with that person than you. What more can he show you that he doesn't want you? But he tells you he loves you because of the baby, but you don't have to stay there because of the baby. The baby is not the one who's going to... The baby is going to grow up. And guess what? When he gets married, the baby is still going to be in his house. And if you keep staying with this guy, you will lose your child, because he's also staying there because he knows very well he doesn't want to pay child support. And he's going to do everything to keep peace with you so you don't put him on child support. My thing is, get out early, get an exit plan, get yourself together and leave. Because eventually you will leave, but you don't want to leave when it's too late. And you don't want to leave when the state is the one that takes you out of there. And you don't want to leave because your child has been taken. And you don't want to leave in a coffin. A lot of people who have killed themselves, a lot of people who have been killed is accidental. One day he will push you accidentally. One day he will choke you, trying to shut you, maybe close your mouth and he closes your nose. One day he will hurt you, or one day you will hurt him. Not because you want to hurt him, but you'll be preventing him from hurting you, and you'll hurt him and you'll go to jail, or you'll die, or he will die. Toxic relationships, it doesn't take a man 1 minute to know whether he'll marry this girl or not. If you're married, it doesn't take him 2, 3, 4, 5 years to be a married material. If he doesn't think he can marry you, please find somebody else and get married and move on with your life. It is lonely out here. I remember when I was about 40-something, almost 50, and I wasn't married. It was lonely. It was tough being alone. It was tough trying to work things by myself until I met my current husband. I kissed a lot of frogs, but I ended up with my husband. What I'm trying to tell you right now is this. Get an exit plan. Follow me, by the way, on my YouTube channel, Adipa Speak Up. I speak about domestic violence. Or follow me here. Subscribe to my YouTube.